All right. Actually got it to turn on. Cool. Well, anyway, by now you have seen my daring and impressive crash over at over on Wavelength. We'll get a clear run there sooner rather than later. But for today, I am at Mill Creek, which is in Narrows, Virginia. I've never ridden here before, but I have walked part of the trail, and it looks like the best way to do this would be to film this in 3 parts. There's an upper trail, which we may not get to at all because I don't know how well maintained it is. And then there's a loop trail, and we can show both sides of the loop. So that's what we're going to do today, is the first part of the loop. I've never ridden it before, but like I said, I have walked it. And here's hoping everything goes well and we don't have another great video of another crash. By the way, what happened with the crash was unexpected tree stump. I had never noticed it, no matter how many times I'd ridden there on Wavelength before. So, of course, I found it in the most tragic way possible. But no props. So I'm going to finish gearing up, and I'm going to head up there, and I'll see you at the top. If this ever stops. Okay, we're at the top. And look at that. That is my shiny new helmet, because the last time on Stonecutters, Stonecutters. But that wreck, it ended with, well, a wreck. Now this is not nearly as technical, but what it is tight, steep, and totally new. I've never ridden this before. And it is very tight. So there may be some starting and stopping is what I'm saying, because every feature, while nothing looked particularly devastating, I've never been up here before. So yeah, this is going to be the slow view of this trail. Honestly, I think if you knew it, you could absolutely blitz this thing. It wasn't nearly as bad as it looked. There isn't a lot of rock features. But like I said, it's long. We're very high up. Matter of fact, on the other side of the creek, some very nice waterfalls. Woohoo! That was the one I was actually thinking of. Damn it. Whew, that woke me up. Okay. See, this doesn't look bad, but I've never done it before. And I want to look at it going downhill because, you gotta go hurtling off into space if you do it wrong. Yeah, expect a lot of that on this particular ride. It's nothing is particularly technical but it is very tight, as you can see. It's very steep if you screw up. So screwing up is not encouraged. So far, there's going to be a rock feature I may not do. I don't know. It's not that it's bad, it's just that I don't know. And because of how steep this trail is, I don't know, it gets extra special spooky. Whoops. I kind of screwed up there because it's an uphill here. And part of the good side of doing it like this is also I can go back and watch this video and get a better feel of the trail, which means on later runs of this, a lot less stoppy-starty. Okay, that was the one rock feature I was a little worried about. And that wasn't that bad. So far, the only thing that's brought me to a full stop was that berm. Well, actually, I take that back. There was that berm in that one corner. Going through the stream there, which was an oops. Whew. All right, now this, I want to go to this way. That's a little secondary loop. I don't know what it does. It's not very well maintained. And then on the far side of the loop, the other side of this mountain, it's shorter than this, but there's a lot more features. And that's fine. Features are cool. This is a tight little corner. Take a breather. This has actually gone pretty well for a first run. Yeah, so when I get up to any of these corners or any of these rock features, I don't remember that they're there right now. Like, as I ride this more times, assuming I ride this more times, eventually you know to expect them, and then you start thinking about what you're going to do. But right now, when they pop up, I am surprised as you, the viewer. I don't know they're coming. It's a long trail. It's only the second time I've even been up it, let alone riding down it. So everything to me is surprise, surprise, surprise. Oh, that's steep down here to my left. And this is thin. Cool. It's fine. Everything is fine. Whew. This is actually a pretty fun trail. I just wish I knew it better to get them corners. So far, I have actually been having quite a bit of fun on this bad boy. Oh, and there's Mill Creek. Still got a bit of ways to go though. Whew. going to be an old pillbox. Whoa. Bumpity bumpity. Whoa. Hey there. It was actually pretty slick. I don't know if I had to go down that far, but I did anyway, because that's just how I roll. Whew. That's a lot more. I can cut this loose a little bit, just because, okay, here, that's the pillbox. And at least here, it's a little wider, and I'm a little less, well, not that less, somewhat less threatened with plummeting to my death. And that's the other half of the loop coming in. And we are almost there. Isn't that nice? It's nice. Now we'll just hop on the scary old bridge that I'm sure is fine. And we'll ignore all those clanking noises. Just ignore that. And I can see the car from here. And that was one half of the Mill Creek Loop. A few more passes, I should be able to bang the heck out of that. But for a first pass, that was fun. And I did not crash. And, you know, sometimes you have to be really all pleased with yourself for the whole not crashing thing. Now if I can get my phone out, I could stop Trail Forks. Stop. Okay. Save activity. There we go. So there we go. By the way, the helmet is a Specialized, but it's a Tactic 4, which is actually the highest rated helmet Specialized makes. I'll put a link to that in the description. We got it from the Bike Barn right after somebody crashed. As always, I'll put a link to them because they're awesome folks and they're always there for me right after I crash. Which I don't do that often, but still, nice to know somebody's always there. So there we go. That was Mill Creek. And again, to Narrows, Virginia, there are some lovely falls and some lovely lookouts up at the top. So if you just want to come here for a hike as well, that's fun. But yeah, I will probably, over the summer, when I'm not doing other stuff, take a couple passes at those corners and get them down and then maybe make another video. There's the second half of the loop. I'm definitely doing a video. And then there's the upper trail, and I don't know how well that's maintained, so I don't know if I'm going to ride there or not. But there we go. First ever ride at Mill Creek in Narrows, Virginia, where everything's good. And see you next time.